In Thailand, the Prime Minister says she will push ahead with elections as planned despite continued protests. Demonstrators have been trying to paralyze the government since Monday. They targeted the revenue offices on Thursday. CCTV's Lowe reports from Bangkok on the impact of the protests.
Well, if anybody was expecting this protest to deliver a quick victory to the anti-government side, clearly that hasn't happened. The stranglehold on Bangkok is a lot less severe than many people expected. There are protests at key intersections, but they haven't completely closed them. So any idea that Bangkok would be paralyzed hasn't happened. In fact, life is going on very much as normal in most parts of the city, although the protests continue around the clock with marches on a daily basis. Even the work of government is continuing. A number of government buildings have closed down because they've been besieged by protesters and staff have been sent home. But in this digital age, a lot of the work is being done from home by computers, so some of the work goes on. What has been halted is government initiatives. There were some big spending projects in the pipeline. There were millions of dollars that were going to be spent on improving infrastructure and flood defenses in Thailand. These are big capital projects which needed a lot of preparation to get them launched. They're not happening clearly at the moment. But what the protest has done is it has brought together many thousands of people who perhaps privately felt very dissatisfied by the government of Yingluck Shinawatra, but had nothing that they felt they could do about it. The protests have certainly united those people and given them a voice. And what it's also done is it's given these people a huge amount of encouragement. When you talk to people here on the streets, they are now totally convinced that they are going to be successful. But unfortunately, that applies to both sides. Now, the anti-government protesters will very often say to you, they've kept quiet for 2 years. They've given this government 2 years in power to improve the situation. But as far as they're concerned, for them, that hasn't happened. They think that this government takes money from people in Bangkok and the south and spends it all in the north, where most of its support lies. They feel hugely dissatisfied. But on the other side, the government supporters, the red shirts, who have chosen not to come to Bangkok at any point so far to try to defuse the situation, they say that they're being patient, but they feel resentful at what they see as a continuing erosion of their position and the fact that the votes that they cast may count for nothing. One red shirt leader was quoted as saying, "We're like an arrow that's being pulled further and further back, and all it will take is for that arrow to be released and the red shirts will surge to Bangkok." And that, of course, gives the potential for violence.
That was Lowe in Bangkok.